It's not just the language or the religion that comes by that we have no control over. There is many things that in our life we have no control over. You don't have a control over what kind of family you're born in. Like rich parents, poor parents, educated parents, not so educated parents. So it's not just limited to the language. It's a lot of things, and this is part of our life. When Allah Subhanahu wa Taala created every one of us, then we are created with a certain gifts from Him, with certain givings. But what we know is that we are all blessed. That Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will not be unjust to anyone. So you only judge according to what you have. For example, if you are rich, you have to pay charity, and certain amount of charity. If you are poor, you may not have to pay charity, and so on. If you have the knowledge, then you will have to work with that knowledge. If you don't have that knowledge, so Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is very just. He will just test you on what He has given you. He's not going to request from you beyond your ability. So He's a merciful God. And I tell you, this question is extremely intelligent question. I don't know who came up with it. I was at a Christian school just 2 weeks ago, and I thought they came up with very smart question. This question is extremely smart because it really goes very deep into the belief and the aqidah. So there's many things that you are not in control of. But we are all blessed, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala blesses us, with certain things. And one of the most important things we have to know is that we have a choice. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has given us the choice to choose whatever we want, to follow the Islam or to worship Allah or not worship Allah, and we still will be fed and we will have water and food and so on. We can still enjoy this dunya. So this choice is a very important choice that we need to make, about our life. Now, what is your priority? Is the language is the same priority as the religion? As Allah Subhanahu wa Taala told Adam, the moment he made the mistake and forgot and ate from the apple, He told him, you're going to go down there and I'm going to send guidance to you. فَمَنْ تَبِعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Whoever follow my guidance, they're not to worry and they are to enjoy this dunya. Meaning, if you follow the guidance of Allah, you'll enjoy this dunya and you will live it to its best. Even if you're poor, even if you believe you don't have much, and in the hereafter you have eternal pleasure. At the same time, whoever decide to turn their back to this religion and defy Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, then the result will be hellfire. So it's the priority here. Religion is what guide you to Jannah or not. Language, money are all other things. So I'll stop at this point and good.
Let me say something first. That was a brilliant question. But Brother Shakir was really brilliant because he said everything what I was planning to say. So, let me put it in a different way. Many of you go to some schools. Some of you go to better schools. Some of you may have gone to the Ivy Leagues. When you're born a Muslim, consider that Allah has given you a choice to go to the Ivy League right away. You went to Harvard, you went to Yale, you went to Brown, Cornell, Columbia, wherever. So that's a blessing of Allah. But that does not mean that your question is going to be easy. Everyone is going to be questioned some. And everyone's exam, everyone's paper is different. So those of us who are born Muslims, we got something. But still we have our exam. We have to stick to, our requirements are different. We have been counted from the day one when we became adults, whatever we do. Those people who choose to become Muslims later, Allah has given them some more things which we do not have. They start with a clean slate later in their life. Maybe at the age of 40, whatever they have done, that's cleaned. But that is not a decision which you and I are going to take. Remember, we were given some choices, but we have not been given all the choices. Why that happened, I do not have an answer. But the answer is Surah Baqarah. We just start Alif Lam Mim Zalikal Kitab la rayba fihi hudan lil muttaqin allazina yu'minuna bil ghaib. That means you have to trust in ghaib. Allah has kept some questions for you which are specifically for you. So we are lucky, many of us who were born as Muslims, we were given Ivy Leagues right away. Some people choose to get it later. But again, all of us have to be answerable what we have done. It would all depend what percentage we'll get in the end and what would be our percentile. And I'll just leave it here.
Next question is, it's a long question, I'll just rephrase it. We all know that Hajj is our religious duty, but it comes with a price tag. What if I want to donate all that money to a family which needs that money desperately? Will I still get the reward? Brother Rami and Brother Shakir, 5 minutes each.
Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us 5 furud, the pillars of Islam that we have to satisfy. And then after that, we do the extra, the nafil, So zakat that you are mandated to pay is 2.5% of your wealth. Okay, and then if you are healthy and you have money to go to Hajj, then you have to fulfill that. Now, there are situations though, where if you want to make Hajj, you can delay that Hajj because of other priorities. Let me give you an example, for example. If you are not married, and you have enough money to go to Hajj, but you feel in yourself that I really need to get married. This issue is very difficult for me, and I feel like I'm always falling into that trap. So if I get married, I will stick to my Islam better. If I don't get married, I might get swayed. So in this situation, for example, ulama said, no, you go and fulfill marriage before you fulfill Hajj. And same thing, so there are situations where you have to decide. If you have somebody who's dying of hunger, and then you say, okay, my Hajj can be delayed, and I'll be healthy for a few more years, inshallah, I'll collect more money later, and then you can go ahead and donate that to those people in desperate situations. But there are always poor people. There are always poor people in need, and and if you keep donating all that money all the time, you'll never do Hajj. So you have to decide, how difficult this situation, and you have to make the decision. But make sure that you fulfill all of your obligations. All you have to do in your life is one Hajj. So do that one Hajj, and after that, everything you save after that, go ahead and pay it to the poor. You understand? So it's not like, you're going to have to do it every year. Like a lot of people keep doing Hajj over and over and over. For those people who tell them, if you know people in need, it's better to donate that money to them than you doing extra Hajj. You are not required to do extra Hajj. But for your first Hajj, that is a priority. Okay? And that's my opinion. Allahu Akbar.
That's Brother Rami covered everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, if it's obligatory Hajj, then it's different. So that's my understanding of the question. If it's extra, then that's fine. You can give some money and help the poor. But if it's your obligatory, you must do it. You have to do it. Brothers and sisters, many of us think that Hajj is that pillar that is not so important. No, it is very important. And if you have the money for it, you have. This religion is based on 5 pillars, and one of them is Hajj. And believe me, you will not regret it. I can see it from the length of the question that you are yearning to go to Hajj. So go ahead and go to Hajj. And the people who are in need, if they're in desperate need, if they can get $1,000 or $2,000, and that resolve their issues, and you can keep the rest of the money for you and for your spouse and perform the Hajj, you will not regret it, and you will pray for us, inshallah. Go. Just don't forget to pray for us when you are at the Kaaba or when you visit the Masjid al-Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. There is nothing like Hajj. Do not miss Hajj, because our life is not guaranteed. And this is a pillar of Islam. You must do it, and you should do it. Jazakumullah.
How would you suggest teenagers handle the topic of people being gay? Kids say all kinds of things to justify their actions. That is, God made me this way, why would He make me this way if He disapproved, etc. In situations when teenagers have to take a stand, what is the best way to handle this topic? Brother Hassan, Sister Wafa, 5 minutes each.
Okay, so honestly, in my opinion, I gave a presentation on Islam in college and somebody asked me this question. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, you know, whatever God made you, God didn't make you, however you came out, I could really care less. I mean, from an Islamic perspective, we should just think of this as, you know, we know in our religion that it's not proper, and we don't support homosexuality. And so if that's the case, then we should let these people do, I mean, honestly, whatever they want to do. We don't need to be judgmental, and in the presentation I said in my religion, we don't support that, but obviously to each their own, and that was the end of the question. So, I mean, it can be very easily summed up as this, but I will tell you that I think what should be more taken from this question as something good is that this homosexuality, in my opinion, is growing. And it is like a problem that I was on Facebook randomly yesterday, and I came across a profile of a girl that I used to know, and she was kissing another girl. I mean, as her Facebook profile picture, and the comments on it were, "Oh, you guys are a great couple," and this and that. I mean, this is not even. It's not even funny, actually. It's like really like people see this, they're not disturbed. Instead, they're like, "You guys are great for each other." I mean, what? So the thing is that I think that what we should take from this instead is that this was a sign that the Day of Judgment is getting closer. And so with that being the case, honestly, we should take this as a scary reminder that we are getting closer to that time.